Let's start with an overview of the humanitarian situation in Gaza right now.
I've been given information that at least 1,000 residential units have been destroyed. So there's a couple of thousand people who don't have a home they can go back to. Secondly, this may surprise you because it may be not seen as a humanitarian need. I think the biggest damage done is psychologically. I sometimes say rebuilding buildings is relatively easy to plan for. The more difficult one is the psychological traumas.
Does this mean that there's no shortage of medicines, food supplies, or running water now?
During the 11 days of war, we did not run out of food, water, and supplies. We would have if Kerem Shalom and the border would have stayed closed. The border is open now since yesterday, and goods, supplies are coming back in. So from my point of view, there is no acute or serious shortage of medical supplies, food or water, as long as this now starts or continues to come in.
Israeli officials claim that the IDF bombardments were very precise. What's your impression regarding this?
I'm not a military expert, but I would not dispute that. I also have the impression that there is a huge sophistication in the way the Israeli military struck over the last 11 days. So that's not my issue. My issue is another one. I've had many colleagues describe to me that they feel that in comparison to the 2014 war, this time the strikes felt much more vicious in terms of their impact. So yes, they didn't hit, with some exceptions, civilian targets, but the viciousness, ferocity of the strikes was heavily felt. For example, I've been to one office of a colleague where underneath her desk there is a big rock that was hurled through the window, through the roof rather, from the power of the explosion. And if she had sat at her desk, she would be dead by now. So we hope there will never be a war again. You will know that more than 60 children were killed, 19 of whom went to UNRWA schools. So I think the precision was there, but there was unacceptable and unbearable loss of life on the civilian side.
And how do Hamas authorities share the burden of reconstruction and rehabilitation?
You cannot work in a place like Gaza without coordinating with the local authorities. That's true for any autocratic regime of this nature. My hope is that as our plans become clear, resources come in, they will give us or allow us the humanitarian space we need to get our work done.
Mr. Matthias Schmeller, thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you for your interest.